Okay, hey guys, welcome to our, what is this? This is Working with Susan. Only surprise, I'm not Susan, I'm Tammy. Susan is sending her daughter off to cheer camp this morning at this exact time, so she needed someone to cover. And well, last night when she asked, I was like, I could totally do it. And now this morning I'm slightly jet lagged, but I am here. We're going to do this together. So we're going to kick it off with, oh, we have so many Courtneys in the waiting room. This waiting room is going to throw me off. There's Court. Okay, someone remind me every now and then to check the waiting room. We are going to start with I ams, intentions, goals, gratitude, whatever it is that you typically start your morning with. I just have some intentions and some gratitude that I kind of run through in my head. You can write it out. You can speak it out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to encourage you / beg you to please put some of it in the chat. Whatever, like an I am that you say, whatever, maybe like an intention that you put into the universe, however you do, a prayer that you say, gratitude that you say, maybe a goal. Like I'm a big Post-it note, check sheet or check box kind of thing girl. Like in the morning, I make my to-do list. And sometimes those goals are as simple as don't forget to put the laundry in the dryer, or as don't go to bed today without a new customer. So like it varies. It just depends on what's happening with my day. But put some of those in the chat for me so we have some different, I thought someone was writing. You know, I like to say my I ams. I am building a strong foundation of a business. I am building a legend, lifelong business. Well, this is going to be tough. I just landed, got home last night late. Anyway, so those are the things I like to do. I also love to say gratitude in the morning. I just think that is the best thing. It puts me in the right mindset. I was actually in the shower this morning, and when you're traveling, you kind of forget, like there's just, you got to check the ticket and get in this line and be it here and all this stuff. So this morning I was in the shower and I was like, that is so weird that like yesterday morning I woke up in Mexico and now today I'm back in home and I'm safe. And they have this metal box that took me in the air. Like, talk about gratitude and amazement all at the same time. Like, I know we've had airplanes for a really long time, but the whole concept still kind of freaks me out every now and then and amazes me at the same time. So just even something as simple as like, I'm grateful that I'm alive now in this time of life. Like, that's a possibility. You can be in Mexico yesterday morning and be back in Ohio today. Like, that's something to be incredibly grateful for. Not to mention, it was super grateful to be there because it was a lifestyle getaway and it was free to go. So no one's putting any I ams or intentions in the chat. So that's cool. We're going to keep running. All right. So rate of run, it is already the 7th of the month, which means we've been through one auto ship. So I want everyone to go into your cloud and we're just going to do a real quick check. Oh, Shantae's in the waiting room. We're going to do a real quick check of our rate of run. So basically what rate of run is just where are you at? What have you and your team done for 7 days? And what will you and the team be doing if you keep at the same rate? So you're going to go on to just like logging in on the very main page. You're going to scroll down to where it says that like your business dashboard. The first little box there is your snapshot. You're going to open that up. You're going to look under qualifications where it says current QV. You might need a calculator or a pen to write stuff down and then open your calculator on your phone. So you're going to take your current QV and then you're going to divide that by 7 because why? Because we have 7 days of the month already. So the number that you're looking at now is what you and your team have done on average every day this month. So if you kept that average up every day this month, oh, Sandra's in the waiting room. If you kept that average up every single day of this month, you're going to take that average and you're going to multiply it by 30. I had to see how many days were in June. And the dollar amount that you're looking at now, the average times 30 is what you are estimated to end the month at if you keep that rate of run up. So rate of run can either tell you that you're on track, can tell you that you're not on track, or can tell you that you didn't even realize how great and amazing you were and that you need a whole new track than what you thought. The reason I love rate of run is because it's great that we celebrate when someone hits 4K. It's great that we celebrate when someone hits 12K. But between 4 and 12, if someone is hitting $8,000 for the first time or $9,000 for the first time in their business, that's huge. Like that should be celebrated. That should be a goal. And you guys, the jump from 12 to 40, 40 to 80, the jump from 80 to 200, like anywhere in between there, that's freaking amazing. And so to me, rate of run, instead of sabotaging yourself and be like, oh, I'm only going to be 9,000 this month. Oh my gosh. Like that's awesome. $9,000. Like, you know, your rate of run, like go from 9 to 10, go from 10 to 11, 11 to 12, like work your way up. So yeah, we will celebrate all of the things together instead of just the ranks. And that's why I love Rate of Run. I also love Rate of Run because sometimes it's really easy to feel like, man, I'm busy. Oh, my team, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And you might be doing all the reach outs, you might be planting all the seeds, but your volume may not be where you think it would be. And that's something to always keep an eye on, obviously, for any of you that are trying to hit auto bonuses or earn trips or things like that. Like, yes, we love what we do, but it does come down to your volume in the end, like as far as some of that stuff goes. So that to me is why rate of run is so important. So speaking of rate of run and mentioning that we've already made it through one auto ship, we do have one more auto ship coming this week. So the first thing we're going to do today, like in the actual working part of our Zoom, is I'm going to have you get back into your cloud. And this time you're going to go to your customer list. So you're going to click the main menu. You're going to click my team, and then you're going to click my customers. And then from there at the top, it says customer number, customer name, email. Scroll all the way to the far, far right. There's going to be a box that says next auto ship. Click that twice. Now that's going to populate for you by date, your auto ships. So look on that right-hand side, who has an auto ship set for June 10th. And then whoever that is, I want you to write their name down. Where's my notes? So go ahead and write those names down because you are going to get ready to stalk them. We're going to stalk them. So as you're writing the names down, I'm going to tell you how I stalk them. So basically, so I'm looking at her name is Tamara. I'm looking at Tamara's name. I see she has an auto ship on the 10th. I'm going to actually click on her customer number, which is just to the left of her name on that report. And now under her customer details, it says next auto ship, and it tells me what does she have on her next auto ship. Well, according to this information, she has she has a couples pack. She has one couples pack and then one 4-week experience pack. So that right away worries me a little because I think she's got more product on her auto ship than she realizes. I also see that she ordered strawberry the last time and she's put chocolate on the new one. So my guess is that she's put the new pack on there with chocolate, thinking that's what she's getting, but I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. So I'm going to now take that information. I've got my notes here. I'm going to go into Facebook. That's how I know her. If the person you're looking at, maybe you know them through Instagram or Snap, wherever you know them from, go find them on there. So I'm going to get out of my cloud. I'm going to come over here to Facebook. I'm now going to look for her in my friends list. I'm just going to search her. All right, so now I'm going to scroll. I'm going to see what's going on with Tammy. Where's she at? What's she been doing? All right. They were just at the zoo over the weekend with her grandson. Perfect. I'm going to send her a message and say, oh my gosh, I saw that you had little Bobby at the zoo. It looks like you had amazing weather. Did he love it? I don't know. That's exactly what I'm going to say, but I'm going to start a conversation about her trip over the weekend to the zoo with her grandson. I'm not mentioning her auto ship yet. I am just going to connect with her on a personal level about what they did over the weekend and if they had a good time. That is how I like to start all of my conversations. Sometimes they'll answer you quick. Yeah, it was great, or no, it was hot, or whatever. Whatever it is, I'm going to segue into, hey, you know what I was just thinking too, now that we're chit-chatting, I realize you're on my auto ship list for this week. I just looked it up. It looks like you've added a 3rd pack and this time you've picked chocolate instead of strawberry. Is that what you wanted to do? Do you want 3 months this time? Because I don't think that's what she wants. And it could be in your case that, hey, you're on my auto ship list. I just realized as we're talking, you're on auto ship this week. It looks like you've been getting chocolate the last few months. Do you want to try a different flavor? Or maybe she mentions to you, this poor Pat Genter is trying to get in here. I've admitted her 3 times. I don't know what's happening. maybe when she writes back about the zoo, maybe she'll say it wasn't like, oh, we did not have a good time. I was so tired, or I was so stressed out, or whatever. That's your cue to say, you know what, you mentioned you were really tired. Do you want to try an ultra this month? Or maybe this is a person who's old school and they're only doing 4 shakes a week. Maybe they want to up it. Maybe you could say, really, are you not sleeping good? Like, get the conversation started. Like, to me, I want to be my auto shipper's absolute best friend. I want to know what they do with their time, how they're feeling with it, because if they're auto shipping with me every month, I want it to be amazing. When auto ships fade away, it's usually a couple of reasons. One could be money. Maybe they've never thrived for free. They don't know how. And the other is that maybe they like it, but they don't love it. And people should love their thrive. And you guys all know, if it's taken properly, or if you tweak it just enough, you add the right things, it's going to be amazing. So if you know what people are doing with their time and how they're truly feeling, you can help them. And again, I just always put my auto shippers first and on a pedestal, because they are the cream of the crop. They are the free money that just hits your account when you're not paying attention. So make sure you reach out to all of those people. Hopefully you guys have had time to write all those names down. We just lost Pat again. She dropped off again. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so next on the list, we're going to do birthday reach outs. For me, I do my birthday reach outs from Facebook. I think that's the easiest way. I like to go into just I used to have a button. I don't have that anymore. So now I just click the search button and I type in birthdays and it pops up a shortcut. And now, oh, there's a couple people on here I didn't know it was a birthday today. So I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes. What I like to do is, typically, I actually like to do their birthdays a day ahead, but I was gone yesterday. So typically I like to do their birthdays a day ahead and just say, hey, like, I will send them a message. Hey, I wanted to wish you happy birthday today. I know tomorrow's going to be really busy for me and I don't want to skip you. I don't want to miss you. I don't want to forget you. I don't, like, whatever comes to mind. I tend to do it a day ahead. You can have the same success doing it the day after and saying happy belated, because the day of someone's birthday, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff coming at you. I also do mine in Messenger because I feel like the wall, I don't know, like, especially if it's on their birthday, their wall is going to be really busy and crowded. And I don't want to be in a crowded space. I want to stand out. So you guys can do it however you want. I'm going to sit here in the next couple of minutes and I'm going to send out just some messages. And that's it. These are people whose birthdays are actually today. So I'm definitely going to go into Messenger and I'm just going to say, hey, I wanted to wish you happy birthday early this morning before the day gets away from me. Like, and then I'm going to end with a question. Like, what are you doing to celebrate your birthday today? And just leave it at that. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. You guys do the same thing. Oh, Natasha says it's stormy, so that could be why. Yeah. Courtney says, I'm grateful to be able to spend the day at home working to recoup. Girl, yes, this morning was rough. Oops. Okay, so this one I just said, good morning and happy birthday. I wanted to be one of the first to tell you today. What's on your plans to celebrate? That's it. Super simple. What's the plans? Not what's on. I don't know. What's the plans to celebrate? And you guys, you can copy and paste that now. Like, it's okay. You don't have to come up with brand new ones. Olivia says she's in the waiting room. I don't know what waiting room. Olivia, I don't see you. Oh, now she's in the waiting room. Now I got it. Okay. All right. Boy, that waiting room is throwing me off. Okay. All right. So those of you that just hopped on because you were in the waiting room, Sorry about that. We are doing birthday reach outs. We've done our rate of run. We've done our IAMs, and we've also written down and reached out to some of our auto shippers. And I am recording this, so if you missed all that, you can catch it. Okay, so I'm going to continue with my birthdays. All right, so I had 7 birthdays, and once I wrote that first message, I just copied and pasted it to everyone else. So people have gotten their birthday private messages from me. I ended it in a question so that they have a reason to write me back besides just a thank you. And that's our birthdays. All right, so moving right along. Oh, we've only got like 10 minutes left. I want to make sure that I share with you like what I am doing, because we have new products coming out, but they're not out yet. So to me, this is like the most crucial time. I think a lot of people wait for the product to come out to start doing their reach outs, to start connecting with people about it. And that's no, like, I want to know right now today, who is a candidate for chill? Who is a candidate for heat? Who is a candidate for detox? Like, I want to know, and I want to already have some conversations and relationships built with them so that when the product does drop, I'm like, you know what? We just launched this new product today, and it is you. It has got you written all over it. Like, that's where I like to go from, versus like, oh, hey, you know, have you ever heard of this? Like, could you use it? No, I want to know who needs it. So the way I like to do that is I like to go into Facebook Messenger, and up in the search bar, instead of searching for people, I'm going to search for words. So when you think of the new product Heat that's coming out, it's for people who exercise. It's for people who work out. It's for people who like cardio. It's for people who like weightlifting. It's for people who are looking to lose weight, weight loss, body fat. I search for those words, not the people, but the words. And then, oh, Pat is back in the waiting room. God love her. When I find a message that relates to those words, I just scroll through really quick. Who have I talked to about these things? Who have I mentioned this? Who has mentioned it to me? Who has reached out to me sometime? Like, maybe somebody reached out to me 3 years ago and said, I don't know, will Thrive help me exercise? Or, hey, I'm starting to exercise, or I'm going to run my first marathon, whatever, like whatever people talk to you about. I'm going to start writing those names down on a sheet of paper under the word heat. When I think of chill, I think of people who need to relax, people who are stressed out, people with children, people who are busy. And again, I'm going to search the word busy. When someone has ever written me back, I'm too busy, or it's been a busy week or something like that, that's a candidate. Kids, if the message says these kids are killing me, these kids are driving me nuts, these kids are why I drink, you know, whatever the message says, that's a person. Those names are going to go under on a sheet of paper under the word chill. And I'm going to, now that I have those names, I'm just going to get back into Messenger. I might stalk them a little bit on Facebook or Instagram first, but I'm just going to get back in Messenger. How was your Memorial Day weekend? How was your, I know, I'm so sorry, Pat. I keep putting you back in. I don't know why it's doing that to you, but I am recording this. So I'll share the recording when it's over if I feel like you've not been able to like be here. But anyway, so that's my list of people I'm going to be talking to this week. And again, I'm not going to be talking to them about heat and chill. I'm going to be talking to them about their life. I'm really going to be talking, what are you doing? How's it going? What's been happening? You know, how's your mom? How's your kids? How's your job? You know, and you're going to have relationships with people kind of already. Like, you know, a lot of my friends maybe have talked to me about gardening or whatever. And like, we're going to have these conversations. I'm just going to be the Tammy that they know, but I'm going to get them talking. And then whenever heat and chill release, it's going to be a much more easy transition of, you know what, we were just talking last week about how stressed out you've been at work. And believe it or not, they just launched a product today that is specifically to help stress. This is something we should get for you. This is something you should try. This is something that would help you. Because again, if you just come to somebody and say, wow, we have this great new product, it's like, it's going to help people who are stressed out. Most people in that situation will be like, oh, I'm okay, I'm not stressed. But if you've been having in-depth conversations with people about their stress level, and you come to them from the point of, oh my gosh, this is for you, this is going to help you, it's a no-brainer. You're the friend that just suggested something that you knew they needed, not the person trying to sell them something. That's just the best way to go about talking to people. So anyway, that's how I'm going about that. So hopefully while I'm chit-chatting, you're searching Messenger or you're thinking of keywords. So again, like I'm just going to look in, I'm going to type in busy. Busy is my keyword. Somehow randomly, I only have, oh, there's 6. I was like, how do I have 3 messages? Yeah. So I've got 4 non-thrivers at some point in time in their message with me. It talked about them being busy. So I'm going to pull those up. I'm going to dig in. I'm going to look, see who that is, what's going on with their life. These could even be really old messages. If they're really, really old and I haven't talked to these people in a while, I'm going to have to stalk their social media to see what the heck's going on. But that's how I like to do that. So really quick before we run out of time, I want to make sure there's something I do every day, and I hope you guys are doing it too. I want you to log into your Facebook. I want you to click on, now this, I have an Android. I know it's going to be a little different for everybody, but when I click on my personal profile page, like my, my actual page, there is, it says friends. That's not doing it all. And then over here, oh, there. See, it says friends on the one side, then it says find friends in blue. I'm going to click the find friends button. And these are people that Facebook says I might know. People you may know. Specifically, that's what it says. I'm going to go through and I'm going to friend 10 people. So to friend 10 people, you guys, it's literally clicking 10 buttons. Don't overthink it. Don't sweat it. Just add friends. You have to add friends. You have to build your network. That is the only way to go about doing it. And to me, I think there's both sides of the story. Like some of these people, it says we have three mutual friends, and this one girl, we have 87. I mean, she might be a cousin for all I know if we have that many mutual friends. I just add people. I don't, some people say, oh, don't add them if they are already friends with other thrivers. Yay, nay, maybe the other thriver hasn't reached out to them. Maybe the other thriver stopped thriving. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't think you should stop yourself from friending people, because friends of friends of friends, that's how social media networking works. I also have apparently 76 friend requests that I need to respond to. Now, I will tell you, when I get friend requests from thrivers, I don't accept them. They can just follow me on Facebook. I'm not being mean or rude, but there's no reason for me to friend another thriver because they're not my audience. Like, they're not why I'm on social media to, my business, but all these other people. So literally, I'm going to see all these friends right here. Oh, my phone just twisted. She's a thriver. She is not. Add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend. Are you seeing how easy this is? Add friend, add friend, add friend. That's a thriver. That's a thriver. Add friend. I don't think she's a thriver. I love when the thrivers put like the ring around their like, they use the logos or whatever you call them on their pictures, because it makes it easier for me not to add them. Added a friend, added another friend, and one more. I lost count because I was talking while I did it. So anyway, I just basically sent them friend requests. Some of them will friend me back. Some of them won't. No skin off my back. Tomorrow I'm going to add 10 more. The next day I'm going to add 10 more. I only do 10 a day. I feel like Facebook gets really sketchy with you if you do more. So make sure you're adding friends. And then the last thing I'm going to say before we hop off here really quickly is the other thing I like to do. Oh, shoot, I missed it up here earlier though. Make sure you've done your story this morning. Have you shown your capsules? Have you shown your DFT? Have you shown your lifestyle mix in some way, shape, or form? I typically show my capsules every morning, sometimes with my bedhead, sometimes not. But I just, no matter what anyone that's watching my story, no matter what happens in between morning and morning, they know every morning I'm starting with my capsules. So always make sure you're adding to your stories how you're actually using your product, when you're using it, maybe your shake, how you're mixing it, like whatever. But make sure you've done that today. And then last but not least is the 3-2-1 that we learned about a couple of weeks ago. for those of you that don't remember the 3-2-1, you're going to pick one person in your friends list, which by the way, you just added 10 new every day, right? So you've got plenty of new friends to do this to. You're going to go into the new friends profile. You're going to like 3 of their pictures. You're going to comment on 2 of their pictures. And then you're going to go into their story and you're going to interact with their story some way, shape, or form. So someone said to me the other day, I don't know how to interact in their story though, because they didn't ask a question. It wasn't a poll or whatever. Oh my gosh, beautiful picture. I don't know, like funny, like just whatever you're seeing, respond to it somehow. If somebody's taking the time to put something on their story, they're either at some place, like maybe they're at a restaurant, just comment, hey, where's that at? What did you eat? Was it delicious? Maybe they're at work. Oh my gosh, girl, welcome back to Monday. Hope Monday treats you good. Like whatever, just respond, because the beauty of this responding to someone in a story is it goes directly to Messenger. And if you haven't heard it before, I'm going to say it. And if you've already heard it, I'm going to say it again. Money is made in Messenger. Liking and commenting is awesome. But if your Messenger is not the place you spend the majority of your time, I'm just going to tell you, you're doing it wrong. You've got to be in Messenger. You've got to be connecting with people. And you can do the same thing, the 3-2-1 on Instagram, which is also a great way for people. I don't know if you, I mean, Instagram to me is kind of weird. You get like the weirdest followers. And I don't know, but if somebody actually takes the time to like and actually comment and then make a message for me to where I'm like, oh wait, they're a human. It's not a computer. It's an actual person. I'm much more likely to follow them back, which that's what you want. You need people to follow you back. So make sure you're doing your 3-2-1s. And again, just another tip on that, when you go into your profile and you go into the friends button, like not the find friends, but you're just your friends button, there should be a recent. You can click recent. Those recent friends are the people who I am going to 3-2-1 today. And then I sent 10 friend requests. So tomorrow I might have 2 new friends. I might have 10 new friends. Those are the people I'm going to 3-2-1. If you are doing 10 to 15 friend requests every day or new follows, you will always have people to 3-2-1 every day. And that's it. So 30 minutes in, I hope you guys got something from this. I hope you were able to work while I was chit-chatting. I will share this recording. I thought this would record on Susan's cloud, but it recorded it to my computer. So I will upload it to my YouTube and I'll share it there. Bye.